part of this unit. This is price elasticity of some demand. In short, we can write E superscript D, elasticity of demand. Important part of this unit, because we will get numerical from that. One numerical question of 3 or 4 marks to calculate price elasticity of demand. Now, elasticity means what? Elasticity means reaction, react. Price elasticity of demand means how much consumer react with the change in the price. In law of demand, we learned with the rise in the price, demand decreases. With the fall in the price, demand increases. Only we can understand the fact. But numerically, we can exactly calculate if the price increases by 10%, how much the demand will fall. We can exactly calculate by using price elasticity of demand. So, elasticity of demand means price reaction of the consumer, means with the change in the price, how much the demand of a good changes. This is calculated through using elasticity of demand, means price reaction. We can calculate it in various ways. Elasticity of demand is equal to percentage or proportionate, we are writing in short, proportionate change in quantity of a good divided by percentage or proportionate change in its price. This is price elasticity of demand, means the ratio between the percentage or proportionate change in the quantity demanded and percentage or proportionate change in the price is called price elasticity of demand. Means price reaction of the consumer, how much the consumer react with the change in the price. This is price elasticity. So we can separately make the formula. In percentage method, percentage change in quantity divided by percentage change in price. This delta indicate by change. Change indicate rise or fall, both come under change. Increase or decrease, both are in change. So percentage change in quantity by percentage change in price. Percentage change in quantity we can write like that: delta Q by Q into 100%, delta P by P into 100%, just like percentage. Now what is P here? P is initial price, means starting price. Q is initial quantity demand. Delta P means change in price, rise or fall in the price. Delta Q means change in quantity demand. This is percentage method. If we go through the proportionate method, proportionate change in quantity divided by proportionate change in price. Delta Q divided by Q, delta P by P, same as earlier symbol. Delta P change in the price, delta Q change in quantity, initial quantity, initial price. If we simplify it, it will be delta Q by Q, it will become reciprocal, P will come up, delta Q. If you make it more simplified, we can write delta Q by delta P into P by Q. This is the formula of price elasticity of demand. Okay, so by using these two formula, we can calculate price elasticity exactly. How much the demand will affected with the change in the price. This is price elasticity of demand. Now, range of price elasticity of demand. Okay, its range lies between 0 to infinite. The range of price elasticity, minimum value is 0, maximum value is infinite. In between, there are 5 degrees of elasticity of demand. First one is elasticity of demand is equal to 0. Second one is elasticity of demand less than 1. Third one is elasticity of demand equal to 1. Fourth one is elasticity of demand greater than 1. Fifth one is elasticity of demand is equal to infinite. 5 degrees of elasticity. ED is equal to 0 means perfectly inelastic. Perfectly inelastic. Perfectly inelastic means where price reaction is 0. There is no price reaction of the consumer with the change in the price, and that time demand curve will be vertical. Okay, this is the demand curve. Price, quantity, no change in the demand. Due to the change in the price, demand remains fixed. This is the consumer's demand, means no change in the demand. That time elastic demand will be 0. This is perfectly inelastic demand, and that time slope of the demand curve is exactly 90 degree. Okay, for example, medicine, salt, that time demand become perfectly inelastic because no reaction of the consumer with the change in the price. This is perfectly inelastic. Then we have inelastic. Inelastic demand, second one. Elastic demand less than 1. That time means price reaction of the consumer is little bit of more compared to this one. Here there is no price reaction, here little slight price reaction of the consumer. That time demand curve will be little bit of sloped. This is 90 degree, here the slope is 45 degree to 90 degree. Slope is important for short question. Slope is 45 to 90 degree. Now here see, price reaction is very less. With the rise in the more price, demand decreases very less quantity. Okay, here delta Q less than delta P. This is delta P, increase in the price. This is delta Q, decrease in the quantity. Price reaction is very less. For example, sugar. In case of sugar, our price reaction is less. If there is more increase in the price of the sugar, our demand may be little bit of reduced. It will be not so much reduced. That time demand curve is little bit of sloped. Slope is 45 to 90 degree. Third one is unit elasticity of demand. Means ED exactly 1. Means price reaction is just equal to the change in the price. That time demand curve will be exactly 45 degree line. That time both the changes are equal. Whatever the increase in the price, same as change in the demand. Delta P, delta Q, both are equal. Okay, that time slope will be exactly 45 degree line with the x-axis. Okay, generally in case of normal good, elastic demand is 1. Fourth one is elastic demand. Elastic demand means price reaction is high. That time demand curve becomes more flatter, like that, and slope is 0 degree to 45 degree is the slope of the demand curve. High price reaction. That time see, if slight fall in the price, demand decreases by more quantity. Change in the demand is more compared to change in the price. Price falls by very less quantity, but demand rises in the large quantity. That time it is elastic demand. If the demand of a good changes more compared to the change in its price, that time elastic demand. Example, petroleum product. High price reaction of the consumer. If slight change in the price of the petrol, demand for consumer changes highly. This is elastic demand. Last one is perfectly elastic. In real life, such commodities are not so available. This is imaginary concept, you can say. That time demand curve become horizontal. This is the shape of demand curve, and with the same price, demand is changing. This is quite impossible in real life situation. with the same price demand changes, it is never impossible. That time demand curve becomes horizontal to the x-axis and slope becomes 0 degree. Slope of the demand curve becomes 0 degree. So these are the 5 degrees of elasticity of demand. First one is perfectly inelastic, ED is equal to 0. Inelastic, ED less than 0. Unit elastic, ED equal to 1. Elastic, ED greater than 1. Perfectly elastic, ED is equal to infinite. So these are the 5 degrees of elasticity of demand. Next topic, factors affecting the price elasticity of demand. Earlier we have factors affecting the demand of a good. Now factors affecting the price elasticity of goods. When consumer react highly or when consumer react less. This is the factors affecting elasticity of demand. Elasticity of demand we learned earlier. Price reaction of the consumer. How the consumer react with the change in the price. If there is more reaction, then it is elastic. If there is less reaction, then it is inelastic. First factor is number of substitute. Number of substitute means if a particular good having lot of substitute, that time consumer's price reaction is more and elasticity demand also will more, because he can easily react with the change in the price because he is getting lot of substitute in the market. If the price of a good changes, he will purchase another one. But in case of less number of substitute, consumer cannot react easily. For example, salt. Salt having no substitute in the market. So whatever is the price, it is essential good he has to consume. That time price reaction is less. Second one is time period. Time period in the sense, longer the time period, more is the price elasticity demand. Here, more is the number of substitute, more is the elasticity demand. Here, more time available with the consumer, more is the price elasticity demand. Because consumer, if consumer having longer time in his hand, then he can easily adjust his demand with the change in the price. But when he is in hurry or when he has less time in his hand, that time he cannot adjust. Whatever is the price, he has to consume. Means price reaction less in case of less time in his hand. But in case of more time in his hand, he can easily adjust his demand. That time price reaction is more. So more time period, more elasticity of demand. Less time period, less elasticity of demand. Income spent. Here also same thing. More income spent on a good, more is the price elasticity demand. Less income spent, less is the price elasticity demand. Okay. For example, when we purchase a pen, we have to spend maximum 3 to 5 rupees in that pen. Now, if the pen is not good in quality, what we do? We just throw the pen, we purchase another one. Means so now price reaction is very less. But when we purchase a TV, spending 20 to 30,000, that time if it is not working properly, our price reaction is high. We try to exchange the TV or we want to try to repair the TV. Means what? Our price reaction is high. But when the pen is not working properly, we never try to repair it. We just throw it. Means what? Our price reaction is very less because we are spending less income on that pen. But when you spend more income of a good, then we have more price reaction. Next, variety of uses. Okay, variety of uses means if a particular good is used in different uses, means more uses of a good, more elasticity demand, less use, less elasticity demand. Suppose newspaper, it is used only 1 or 2 times. That time we have less price action. We just throw it after reading the newspaper. But in case of electricity, it having various uses. So we never use electricity when it is not required. So price action is high. When there is variety of uses, there is more price action. When there is less use, less price action. Nature of the good. Generally, normal good having almost unit elasticity demand, almost, not exactly, almost unit elasticity demand. But in case of luxuries, elasticity demand is high as compared to necessities. Because luxurious good consumption we can avoid. It is not so essential. If price is high, we may wait for few times, we will purchase it another time. But essential goods, suppose medicine, we cannot avoid the consumption. That time price reaction is very less. So in case of essential or necessities, elasticity demand is less, but in case of luxuries, elasticity demand is more. So these are the factors which affects the price elasticity of demand of a good. So this that all about the unit 2.